Alrighty, welcome back. Sorry about the small hiatus. I got sick for a week and then was on carer's duties for a week. So 2 weeks back to back of not going to the gym. So yeah, that's why there's been nothing uploaded and no gym attendance. So yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's allowed me to have plenty of time just to rest and recover. But it's also given me time where it kind of forced me to rewrite my program, which I was kind of needing to do anyway and been talking about for a while. So kind of jumped me ahead a little bit, which was good. So yeah, I've rewritten the program. Obviously yesterday's one, which I didn't do a car talk, but that one, that was the first day in the program. So that was back in forearms. And then we got arms today, so a lot of similar exercises to last program, but just a few things changed. Just getting rid of the exercises I didn't think worked too well or too much. So so there'll be a few new ones in there, so it should be nice and juicy, and some old ones from last program. And then we do a quad day, but I've moved squats out, so we're doing hack squats instead, and a lot of pressing movements. And then we've got shoulders, or chest and shoulders after that, because there's not a whole lot on my chest day anyway, and I wanted to get back into shoulders, so I've combined the two, and both didn't have a lot. For shoulders anyway, it was just mainly either overhead or dumbbell press and then lateral raises. So, and with my chest day, I kind of wanted to take a little break from doing Smith machine and doing incline, potentially throwing in just flat bench, but we'll see how that goes in the future. But in terms of just kind of the base program itself, it didn't have a whole lot. Once you do pec deck flies and then an incline chest press, it's only 3 or 4 exercises. So I thought if I kind of put shoulders in, at least I'm trying to do them a little bit more, and it's on a day that isn't particularly long anyway, because it couldn't fit in anywhere else just in terms of the workout time, just based on the amount of exercises that's been kind of placed on that day anyway. If I put it on yesterday, the session would have gone for easily an hour and a half, 2 hours, so there was just no point. So yeah, I'm happy with the day that it's on at the moment. Obviously I've got to put into practice first to really get a good gauge on it, but I reckon in terms of on paper, it's looking really good. And then yes, that's chest and shoulders on that day, and then finish off the week with a second leg day. Not like usually that's the hamstring day, that's the Friday. That day I've put it as for squats and then basically any random accessory movements. So you've got leg curls in there just to have a hamstring movement, and then a bit of calves and stuff in there. So that one's just more of because looking at my history, Fridays are one that I usually have taken off as compared to any other day during the week. So if it was to miss the exercise on that day, I wouldn't be too worried. I'll work it out at the start, but if it's a day that is continuing to be consistently missed, I might think about swapping hack squats in, or as an alternative, putting squats in with the hack squats but skipping leg press, or changing it out to maybe a single leg press instead. So I don't want to burn that day out too much, and doing squats, leg press and hack squat will probably be too much. We'll see how that goes. If Friday just ends up still becoming a day that I'm skipping, I do want to keep squats in there, but again, at the end of the day, it's not a be all end all. This program is just more about getting a good pump and focusing on really just trying to get big. That's the that's my only goal. You know, even though I was on a you know, little cut or whatever, my mindset's kind of changed now in terms of that I want to just, you know, put on as much muscle and as much mass as possible, just get absolutely huge, but keep the cardio in there so that way I am limiting the amount of fat over mass / muscle that I'm gaining. You know, I want to get big. I'm going to try and eat a little bit more, or start eating more, you know, to get bigger, but I don't want it just to be all fat and tub, if that makes sense. So keeping the cardio going just to kind of you know, make sure that that doesn't go overboard, and it keeps me a bit more accountable. So yeah, I'm hoping that's probably a good way of doing it. You know, instead of the 6-minute cardio things I was doing at the end, I probably would just, on the off day, probably just add another cardio session in, which should help with me eating more. So those two should work in parallel with each other. That's the mindset anyway, but we'll put it into practice and see how it goes. Yeah, other than that, there's not much else changed really. It's just, yeah, new programs, still doing legs ideally twice a week, keeping up the cardio, just trying to get as big as possible. And yeah, that's about it. Everything else will just continue as normal uploads and everything. So yeah, we'll just keep cracking ahead and just trying to do as much as I can. So that's the kind of goal. And I'm going to try to record some audio during some of the sessions, even if it's just something quick. It doesn't have to be a full-blown conversation. I'm trying to just start getting back into that again. And I'm starting to buy some winter gym gear as well, so that way I'm all teched out, so that should be good. So yeah, a lot of exciting things to come, but main focus is just trying to get back into the gym again. So I've got a couple months before I go away, so I want to be in relatively good shape. Then once I get back, it's just the winter arc, so it's just going to be oversized tops, jumpers, and just trying to get absolutely massive. So that's the goal. So yeah, that's my life update for you. Sorry about the last couple of weeks, but is what it is. So I've had some nice time off, just being able to rest, even though a week of it was, you know, being sick, so it wasn't really much of a rest per se. But yeah, now that those couple of weeks are done now, we can really start to focus and hone in. So yeah, let's try and get it done and keep trying to get good gains. So I'll leave it here, and I'll skip to when we start doing some arms. So I will catch you then.
You gonna be the fit today? You look like a fish. No, it's just you look like you're racing away.
I have advanced, but I've eaten lots of food today. You still start with some
No, not really.
Okay.
I didn't eat that much. I ate more than I did before I left.
To Sydney, like.
Yeah, I ate more than that, but not that much more. Like,
Just say
so planted. Like, what's not just doing the floor? Do you reckon?
yeah, he's pushing against the seat and stuff. It's back.
Like, what's stopping him?
Equal
pushing
and opposite
himself up?
forces, really.
What's
On the
stopping him?
seat.
Like, friction.
Yeah, well, the slack on the seat, just his feet.
Yeah.
Dig it in.
That's not much for fucking
In these physics,
million.
it has to be the same.
No, mate, it's not normally. I don't say the word. Normally. Like, you get paid like absolute
It's
shit.
like
No, they get paid worse things. They get paid apprenticeship wages, which is like less than like the minimum wage.
some sparkles are like 200,000.
Yeah, eventually. Well, like my cousin's spot, he gets paid quite a lot. Like he has a house and he's above. Like, I mean, house in Gerald is cheap. It's our house for a while, but like, what's it called? Like he dropped out of school when he was 16, just went straight to sparking. Like then, like doing your apprenticeship when you're like 16, 18, I think wouldn't be that bad because you're still the kid, so it's like kind of fine. You have Danny like giving up. Literally give up your soul. I've said from day one, like to Tyson, being like, who really knows you? There's nothing wrong with it. It's just
How much they're wanting. It's got to be absolutely what you want to do.
exactly, and that's the issue. It's not exactly. Just got ego.
Well, we all said when it's like just your whole all you're doing is studying and achieving.
I think it's nice if you can
So you just not putting those in the back of the hand.
It's true.
Keep doing it.
Right, and you get them. So he then came to my mark. So then he could like, because you have to get certain uni grades. Even though he did pretty well in them, you have to like, you have to be like a HD student, like in everything. Like you have to be. And it's the same as like when you're going to school. Like you have to be like best of them. Anyways, he did my masters. Actually. Let me preface that. I actually graduated. He didn't graduate with distinction. Graduated like a distinction is a.
I mean, no, but like you know, when you listen to like each age students, it's like they always find it interesting.
Well, that's kind of same, right? She went to physio, like same yeah, that was she did physio 4 years, she did medicine 5 years, that's 9 years. But like this like sand kind of thing, and they shit into it, and then they obviously that, and it like rotates, and then it like leaves like a grating on like this side that rotates under, then all the sand seeps through, and then like rotates back, and then just the shit's left, and it like falls into like a bin. But you still have to.
So it's like a little sieve and all the sand.
Yeah, pretty much. Sieves out the sand, leaves the shit then falls into a bag, but then you have to throw out the bag eventually. There's something on KSI, you should just. Essentially, alright. As a donation. If it had a map, I'd be like. There's no way, Ezy. Like, look, I'm fine comparing it on. There's certain financial things you've got to like somewhat care about. Second option is a donation to the club, to these companies. There's not even promoting the Pushdown. Go to the gym once a day. It's actually very heavy. Right, so I booked this cardiology assessment. And they're like, oh, I'll get back to you in like 24 hours.
was a good session today. Really enjoyed it. The exercises were good. I was joined today, so the session went a touch longer, which was good because I had longer breaks in between the sets. But I was a bit I'm time sensitive today just because I got to get to something. So I had to skip the lat pull down one. That's right, because I'll do that next week. But I tried it in my previous program, and it was good. But I do want to try a different one as well, because the one that I'm going to use next week most likely it's a pin loaded one, and it worked well. I just had to get my body in the right position, whereas there's another one that's plate loaded that I think that positioning might end up being better, but again, I'll only know once I test it. So I'll probably try that the week after. The only reason it could work because that's when I start biceps, and the way that the gym I go to set up is there's an upstairs and a downstairs, and I don't like having to go up, down, up, down, up, down. I'd rather just get all the exercises I need to do or get done upstairs first or downstairs first, and then swap, and then that's it. Without just trying to go up and down all the time. That's essentially how I structure my workouts in a sense, which is good and bad. It could be structured better if I got over the fact of just going up and down, but especially with filming, it's just sometimes more effort and a bigger headache than it's worth. So doing the plate one would actually be okay because that is downstairs. So, and then the rest of the exercises I do are downstairs anyway, so that could work. So I might give that a try. Maybe not next week, just so that way with next week I can do the normal pin one and then kind of have an idea of where my strength's at, and then adjust it for the following week when I go on to the plate. So I might do that instead. Other than that, everything else went really well. Strength kept up. Exercises went well. Tries are very sore. Bis are sore. So overall, I think the day went well. Only thing I adjusted differently to what was originally planned was firstly with a single arm tricep extension that was with like the silicone attachment, so like the handle can move, whereas usually I like using the metal one where it stays in one horizontal position. So that one I had to change up because there was none available. What was the other one? Oh yeah, so with the seated bicep curls, obviously the difference between that one and last one was inclined, and this one is more upright. So it's one from being upright, which is how I want it. The original thought was that I'd do both at once, which I did start with, but I put a bit of strain on my back, and I felt like I wasn't getting the best reps possible because both sides were working. I had to balance a lot more, whereas when I then went just to my normal single arm, I could really make the reps really strict, drive through the entire rep and keep complete tension and focus on each arm as it was working. So I think functionality wise, I think I'm going to stick to that. Other than that, everything else was good. It was a good day. Really enjoyed it. Even without doing the lat pull down ones, I think it went well. And it was good to see that the dip machine, my strength hasn't depleted, because I was worried that would drop, and I got up to a really good level, and it wasn't plateauing either. So I do know I've got some more strength in the tank, which is good. So it's getting up to a very nice level. Probably by the time I get round to writing my next program, I reckon there may be food for thought in doing weighted dips just normally on the kind of bar attachment, and having the plates kind of wrapped around my my waist, like with the chain and stuff. But the reason I've been very against it historically is because I used to do weighted dips, is that it caused, when you start pushing, when you have a lot of weight hanging between your legs, at least the way I was doing it, which I think I was doing proper reps, none of this kind of hinging off shit, was that I was getting unbelievable pain in my hips and my elbows. I wasn't wearing a belt, and I wasn't wearing wrist straps or elbow sleeves, so you know there's the inherent risk there that I'm doing it without like the proper support when you get up to that weight. Similar to squats, it's like me going, you know, I got up to 200 kilos, but I felt a lot of pain in my back, but I wasn't wearing a belt or knee sleeves. It's like, well, you've answered your own question there. So, you know, maybe that was the issue, was that maybe I should have been wearing wrist straps or elbow sleeves and all of that. But particularly in my hips, it felt like any slight movement, if the plate started moving, that it was going to really fuck up my hips. Could have been the placement as well, but you know, that was many years ago, so my strength or all the supporting ligaments might have gotten stronger, so you know, I could try it again. But yeah, we'll see how we go, because I don't have knee sleeves or elbow sleeves, because, well, I don't feel like, the way that I'm doing the gym at the moment, I don't feel like I need that level of extra support. Now I do have wrist straps and a belt, but I don't know. I have to give it some thought. So I'm happy on the dip machine at the moment. I think when it gets to the point where I physically can't press the weight down because it's throwing me too far up, I think that's when I'll swap. At the moment, it's like where my strength was, I think it was getting pretty close, in that I can press the weight, but it's just so much weight there that I can't leverage myself properly to actually sit down with it to press it through, if that makes sense. You know, almost need like a seat belt to like lock myself in, but you know, that's not achievable. And probably by that point, it's gonna probably fuck up the machine. So I think if I can get back to the strength that I was on before and maybe slap another 20 kilos on, we'll probably be getting towards the limits. And then from there, I reckon we just jump on to normal weighted dips. Yeah, and run those and see how it goes. Knowing that I can always go back to the dip machine. So I always know that that's like a good safety net for me. Yeah, happy with today. Just glad to be getting back into it. You know, it's a nice feeling, you know, because you know, it feels really out of routine not doing it. And, you know, obviously being off sick for a week, it doesn't feel like a rest. It's just more of like a, I don't know, just a nothing week. You know, it just feels wasted, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm glad it's done now. You know, probably needed that time off just to let my body recover. But you know, what's done is done now. So now it's time to, you know, lock myself in, and yeah, really smash out the gym, and try and get as massive as possible. That's the idea. Yeah, tomorrow we've got legs, which is going to be interesting. So doing hack squat, which I've historically hated, mainly because of the pressure it puts on my knees. So that's one reason why I don't like it. But I'm gonna give it a proper go and see how it feels. Maybe it's just a time thing, so I'm going to give it a proper shot, push through, to a certain degree. If it's uncomfortable, I'm going to push through, but if it's causing like skeletal pain, then I will back it off a bit. The whole point for the idea I've got in my head for the hack squats is normal kind of just in of shoulder width apart foot placement, and mainly focusing on driving the weight and having the weight over my quads, because obviously that's where I want the pressure to be. But we'll try our best and see how it goes. But yeah, it's exciting things to come. I'm hoping that it's good, because I know a lot of people have had really good results from it. Obviously, historically, I haven't, but that's not to say that I can't, achieve them. I just have to, give myself the due diligence and just really push through. I think I didn't give it enough time initially to kind of have a fully formed opinion on it. So I'm going to push through for this program, so at least 8 weeks minimum, and then we'll go from there. Main thing is that I know that Fridays I can do squats or Smith machine squats. I've always got that as a fallback. So yeah, knowing that even if I'm going into each week just going, nah, hack squats are going to be shit, I can go, well, at least I got Friday to look forward to, and I can, smash out some good squats. So yeah, silver lining, I guess. But anyway, I'll leave it here. Sorry I didn't chat during the session. Wasn't in the position to, but I might try tomorrow, but we'll see how we go. Like I said before, even if I do start having a bit of a chat, it won't be full-blown conversations like this. It will kind of just be short little intervals type thing until I build up the confidence, and then see how we go from there. But anyway, I'll leave it here. Appreciate if you got this far, and yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you tomorrow when we're on our way to smash out some quads. So I'll love you, I'll leave you, and I'll see you then.